File accessing method. Sometimes, instead of taking input from the user, we might want to read data from a file or write output to a file which is located outside the program or in a network or in a local PC. Python provides a built-in open function to access the files. Basic syntax is open, name, and mode. Name is the name of the file. If the file is in different directory, you need to provide the full path. Mode specify how you want to open the file. There is read mode, write mode, and append mode. In read mode, you can read the file only. You cannot write inside it. In the write mode, you can write over the file, but it will replace the already existed content. But in append mode, it will write, but it will keep the existing content and will keep on writing after that content of the file. Here, the Python opens the file name data.txt. In read mode, read its content and save it into content variable. If we want to print that content by print function, we can do that. And in the last, we will close the file. File accessing is essential when you want your program to handle large amount of data, save logs, or process external input efficiently. Part 6. Review methods for file access. In this part, we will review the method for accessing, reading, and manipulating a file. Step 1. Create a program that reads an external file. In addition to user input, we can access a database, another computer program, or a file to provide input to our program. The open function can be used to access a file. To understand this, let's create a text file, device.txt. This file contains a below content, which are some of the model of Cisco networking devices. Each device's name is separated by one blank line. So there are 29 lines in the file. Now create our Python file that will contain a script. File name is fileaccess.py. So here in step 1, we will create a program that reads an external file. So in this, there is one variable file containing a statement open device.txt in reading mode. So what this statement is saying that open the file device.txt in reading mode. And to read and print the content of the file, we can use the for loop. So what loop is saying that for item in a file, print the item. As we know how the loops iterates, so for first item, it will read the first item of the number of Cisco devices in the device.txt file in the read mode, and then keep on printing the item one by one. And it will do for all the items from first to last, and then once it reached the last item, the control will go to the next statement that it file.close, and it will close the file. So let's check how it runs and what output we are getting. So after running the file, we get the output, which is same as our file device.txt. Let's match. The first item is Cisco 819 router. Second is 881. First is 819 router. Second is 881. Let's see what is the last one to confirm that we are getting the same output. So the last one is Cisco 3860. Yes, it is Cisco 3860. Step 2. Remove the blank lines from the output. So in step 1, you may have noticed that the Python added a blank line after each entry. We can remove these blank lines with the strip function method. For this, let's re-execute the step 1 and see the output. See, this is our output of step 1. So here we can see that there is one extra space is there. Not one, like more than one. So it should be, ideally it should be only one space, because as we are having the device.txt file, we are only having one blank line between each item. But here in the output, we are getting so many blank lines. So in order to format this output the same as our device.txt, we have to use the strip function. So this is our step 2 code. So in order to achieve that, what I will do is we will insert one strip function in the statement of item, reading the item. So statement 1 file will open the device.txt in read mode. Then we will be having for loop item in a file. Then instead of printing the item directly, we will just edit the item with strip function. So that item is equal to item.strip function, and then we will print the item. So it will do for each item, it will read in the device.txt file. It will keep on eliminating the blank lines, and then it will keep on printing it from first to the last item. And then once it reach the end of the file, the control will get out of the file and it will execute the last statement, that is closing the file. So let's check the output by running the script. See, now the output is. It is same exactly as the content written in device.txt file. Each item is separated by only one space, one blank line. So this is how the strip function can format our output. Step 3. Copy the content of a file into a list variable. Most of the time, when programmers access an external resource such as database or a file, they are wanting to copy that content into a local variable that can be referenced without impacting the original resource. So let's try to understand this by creating an empty list named devices and repeat the same statement in a file as we did in our last script. That is, file is equal to open device.txt in read mode, for loop for reading each item of the file, and then editing or formatting space between the items by strip function, and then append the device list with item. So device, we already defined it before the code. Here we are appending it device list with item. So what it will do, for item in a file, it will keep on reading the item. It will keep on formatting the item. It will eliminate the blank spaces as we saw in our last step, step 2, and then adding the items in the device list here. And then once it will do it for all the items from first to last, then the control will get out of it and it will close the file. After closing the file, we are again telling the script to print all the items of the devices. So device will be containing all the items, and now we are printing it with print statement. Let's see by executing the script. This is the our device list output enclosed in one square bracket, and all the items are written here. But these items are written in a way that list containing an item. Each item is enclosed in one inverted comma, a comma that is a separation between the items. It includes also a blank space with single inverted comma. So it consider a blank line also an item. So that's how, like, between each content you will get this blank space also, like that.